Before I properly start this episode, I want to apologise to, is the correct term the Latin American audience? Like, I don't know. Anyone who lives in, South America, or anyone from countries who know how these names are supposed to be pronounced. Because I kind of, with like a very, very kind of know-ish how to kind of say these names, kind of from the new survival show that's going to be happening in Latin America. Yeah. Hi, hello, welcome back, welcome back to the What is K-pop podcast, where in which I talk all things K-pop, usually kind of still K-pop adjacent, we're gonna call it. I'm trying to find the thing, like the words, they're difficult, the page for the show, because I actually did in fact have it. I was reading it, like reading up on it this morning, because I didn't quite know if I wanted to talk about it just yet. But I am nothing if not a persistent person. Oh, okay. The page has been taken down. Okay, alright. This is fun. Yeah, I can't. I wonder why it's been taken down. Okay, can I still find it? Or is this episode like over before it's even started? We might have to go on a little bit of a search for just a momento. So I'm just going to carry on talking just for a second, just randomly about stuff that I want to talk about, obviously. So at the start of like this year, pretty much, I kind of decided that I wanted to up like my game of like taking care of myself, which I think is something that a lot of people kind of like randomly just decide that they want to do a bit more self-care. So I started to like use hair oil. I started to, like try to not like throw my hair off constantly by having like, what do you call it? Hair protectant spray, and not put conditioner at the very like top of my head, which I'm sure some people would be like, absolutely not, don't do that, Sophie. I'm kind of stupid. So I started using like the Aussie hair oil stuff, and the whatever that company is called, whose name I can't remember off the top of my noggin right now, serum stuff. I started using like this body butter. Well, technically it's like a rip on the bum bum cream, but instead it's like booty balm. But I just use it as like a proper body lotiony thingy. I'm pretty sure most people do that too. I like bought these exfoliating gloves, which kind of low key felt like torture devices, and so I kind of put those off to the side, trying to forget that I even like owned them. And I bought strawberry body scrub, which also kind of low-key felt like a kind of low-key seems like a torturing thing. Which I'm like kind of a bit scared. I literally can't find like a profile on this show, which I'm a little bit concerned about that it's not appearing. Yeah, it's not coming up on anything that I've. It is so strange that it got like taken down, and even it's not even like a page on the wiki. I wonder what's kind of going on with that then. But either which way, we do know that it has like a contestant that's like 16 years old, when the oldest, I believe, is 2000. So 25, which isn't like that bad, I don't think, because like it's a similar sort of age difference between obviously like Manon from Cat's Eye and Yoon Chae from Cat's Eye 2. So it is a little bit different, obviously, but it isn't, egregious. And, the likelihood is that they won't actually become, like, get into the group together, like the oldest and the youngest members of the TV show. And we do know that this is going off the top of my head from what I remember of reading it, by the way. One of them was a member of another group. I just want to know, like, the names of the bloody contestants now. I'm like, just tell me. Just give me the names and then I can butcher them, please. I wouldn't actually, by the way. I wouldn't say that I'm, like, good or anything, but I'm not terrible, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're just gonna have to like go off of Reddit, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that. So the name of the show is like Santos Bravos, which I've heard is a very stereotypical like name for something to do with Latin America. I don't know much of anything about Latin America or like South America isn't, I guess, the technical name for anything to do with that sort of stuff because it isn't really something that, first of all, I've ever sought out to learn about, and it's not really something that we're taught in English schools. Like, the most stuff I've learned is through Rotten Mango, which is like a true crime podcast, like a Korean true crime podcast, hosted by Stephanie Su. I learned a little bit about Brazil. And obviously, with the Olympics going on there 9 years ago in I learned a bit about it then, so I don't really know that much. So I don't know if like much about like kind of anything. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the contestants are from Peru, from Spain, Mexico, America, Venezuela, Argentina, Colombia, Brazil, that sort of places. So I don't know if they're a good representation. From what I've seen of a few people talking about it, is that there isn't much in the way of like diversity in like skin tones and like having that sort of representation. I don't know quite how to like word it, but on the profile pictures, no, they are all white, or at least white passing, but I won't say much more on that because I don't have the knowledge on that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, we're gonna talk about we're just gonna say the contestants' names, their ages, and where they're from. The Enianich, oh my god, Reddit page. Shouldn't presume. They made a post on the profile pictures and gave us the names and the ages of the contestants. So first up we have Alejandro Arambura, 21, from Peru. Alex Mandon Rey, 20, from Spain. Diego Lopez, 23, from Mexico/US. Venigas, 25, USA/Mexico. Hyundai Moreno, 23, from Venezuela. Inas Biblos, 21, from Argentina. Jesuale, 16, from America/Venezuela. Jonah Garcia, 23, Mexico. 18, from Brazil. Valil, 15, from Mexico. So he's the youngest contestant I was talking about. Yeah, him, if Kenneth and Drew get into the group together, then that would be interesting. But my hope is, and as much as I don't want to crush the dreams of a 15-year-old, I do kind of hope that the older contestants make it through stuff. Like, all the contestants under like 20 years old, then they shouldn't be on the show. Like, just, no. What was I? Leonardo Lotina, 23, Mexico. Lucas Bergatti, 23, from Brazil. Luigi Cerida, 19, Mexico and Venezuela. Pablo Carnes, 24, and Patricio Rodriguez, 18, USA/Mexico. And Priano, 24, Colombia. So that is all of the contestants. Oh, I love how some people are kicking off that Spain is involved. People are saying it's a Chilean contestants. No Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's in association with like the Hive America, and obviously Scooter Braun must have been involved in the audition process in somewhat. So I don't. Unfortunately, the contestants aren't as diverse as they could be, but big buts. There just might not have been any people from those places who auditioned and are good enough to be on the show. So yeah, it just might not have been feasible to have people from all of those places to be on the show. It just might not have happened like we might want it to. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't feel comfortable fully like talking about it. I'm sure most people would be like, "Yeah, probably you should shut up." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna." But no, I mean, the show, I guess, like, is cool that Hybe is trying to, like, produce more groups for a wider audience. I just hope that they fully go about it in the correct way and try not to, like, push too many K-pop ideals onto a market that doesn't necessarily have a space for it. I don't know. Um, like, especially with the fact that Cat's Eye has like a fandom name fully, releases EPs that are in the style of K-pop and have a light stick, like we directly know that they were given K-pop training. We don't know about this group or like this project, so it might have not even touched like I just really hope that it doesn't go too bad. Am I going to watch the show? If it does actually come out, because you never know, and like the episode's unegregiously long, then I'll probably watch it and then talk about it. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the page, the information about the group. We will check in to see what kind of goes on. I actually don't know when this episode's going to come out, because I just decided to record. I'll just have to quickly check, the professional person I am. This podcast is a professional scientist. The next episode's going on the 22nd. Yeah, so this will go on the 25th. Yeah. The day after this episode goes up, it will actually be a full month before my birthday. Fun, I turned 22. Yeah, I turned 22. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye!